We're on this theme today of arts in the Northeast, and I'm going to say I'm particularly interested in our next guest who provides a vital service to the TV and film industry. What is it? Well, Hugh's going to find out more as he chats with our guest, Chris Sanderson.
Okay. Yes, well, you're very welcome, Chris. It's great to have you with us. And you are the owner of the utterly unique Northern Prop Hire. What is Northern Prop Hire?
Northern Prop Hire is an archive, a collection, a repository of all things that are usable to make film, TV, drama, whatever anybody wants, really.
Right. You do photographic stuff as well?
Yes, we do photographic. We'll supply it really for so many different uses, for schools, for colleges, for projects, but we also supply it obviously for the large films and TVs.
Yeah, and as I know, and with gratitude for us at Northern, at the People's Theatre, you've also been a great sort of help out there. So what kind of films and TV things have you worked on?
Well, I think we go back as far as the Catherine Cookson type dramas. Right. So we tend to specialise in work-a-day, working class type props. It's rather than the very, very high-end type. We supply props that show life from the last 100, 200 years. Yeah.
You've done Vera?
Yeah, Vera's been very good to us.
George Gently?
George Gently, all sort of local dramas, going all the way back. It's fun.
But in fact, I understand that talking of working class life, you're actually doing Victoria.
Well, yes. Yes. Victoria starts filming the new series, that's ITV, and we're busy pulling out all the props that they require for that.
So what kind of props are you looking for there?
Well, we're doing dockside scenes, which is a very, very, very big scene. It's to show Albert and the Queen sort of arriving at some, I think it's one of the larger sort of docks in London. As well as her sort of her own sort of private, personal things, like jewellery, hat pins, those sort of personal things that she would have, and Albert's study. So that's what we're busy with at the moment.
So what would his study be like? I mean,
well, I don't know. But I do know. I'm sure our stuff will be great.
Okay. So actually, that leads to the next question, which is that how in fact does it happen? I mean, do you propose the stuff, or does somebody come along and say no?
Yeah, it works in many different ways. Often it's led by the script first.
Right.
So there are action props, which are being used and are noted in the script.
Right.
So if somebody needs a telephone, then they have to have the right kind of telephone or a pen or anything. They're known as action props. Right. And then the dressing props, which are background props, which we do both.
Right, okay. Yeah. And who chooses those?
They're normally chosen by the designer or sometimes the prop buyer.
Right.
They're scripted types of props. Right. So the designer may sort of give an outline of what generally they're looking for, but it's up to them to sort of fill in the gaps and make it, look beautiful.
Okay. And these are people with good eye, or
very good eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
you have to watch them.
And they know what they want.
They do, very much so. And sometimes it gets a bit frustrating that they'll say, have you got a particular whatever in blue, and you say, well, I've got a red one, a green one, and a pink one, but no, that won't do. It's got to be the colour that they decide upon, So sometimes it can be very frustrating, but most of the time, so we can sort of supply them whatever they need.
I think you were telling me once about some very impressive kind of people who sort of walk in and they walk around, and then sort of come up with an amazing list of what it is that they want.
Yeah. Sometimes you get designers who are very quiet, and you try to engage with them. You try to sort of find common ground with them, and they're often very quiet. They'll just. I had one gentleman once, and he literally didn't speak, and the buyer who's with him was chatting away, and I was watching this guy, and he wasn't speaking. He wasn't communicating at all, and he got to the very front of our prop store. And he let out this sort of big sigh where and said, "I'll have that," and walked down each aisle, picking very, very specific things.
Right.
And after about 20 minutes, half an hour, he said, "That's it," and stopped engaging.
Right.
It was all in his head. He knew what he wanted, but he just had to get it out.
Yeah. So there must
Awesome.
be worth gold, these people, to the people who are doing the films, you know.
Yeah, of course they are. They're very decisive, but it's up to us to have the right things.
Yeah, right.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So are we ready for a piece of
1
music now?
1 minute.
Okay, right. But just going back to that sort of thing. So, how do you have to cooperate with other props people about it? I mean, can you do an entire film, or can you do an
We
entire
have,
play?
yeah, we've done whole films.
Yeah.
We're happy to supply anything. We're happy to supply the largest film to the smallest news film.
Yeah.
Anybody, it doesn't really matter to us. It's the fun. It's the fun of trying to sort of visually take it from the script and make it real.
Right. Okay. Because I remember once you were very kind to help me empty my overloading basement
Yes.
to get rid of stuff. But I have to say, the wonderful thing about Chris is that it's not, the condition doesn't matter. So worm meat and stuff, great. Lark rice for candle
Yeah.
was one of yours, where I remember.
Yes, going back to Lark Rise, wonderful sort of production.
Yeah.
Again, it's our things really set the scene. That's all we do. Just
Okay.
set the scene.
Right. I think it's time for some music, and you've chosen.